You are here with By the Cover. Today I'll be reviewing Fuel by James Pyne. This book was 416 pages and took me 3 days to read. I would rate this one a 5.2 out of 10. This review may contain spoilers, so if you do not want to hear those, click off now. Ember Mackenzie wakes up in an unearthly subway station with only one way out. She's dropped off in the first of 12 cities in the Land of Woe, where each metropolis is filled with its own kind of dread. As far as my likes with the book, I thought the world was very inventive. It had great world building, with the caveat that the world was just absolutely horrible. The world was nightmare fuel. There were lots of memorable places and scenes. I liked meeting famous people along the way, and I liked the themes and ideas that were explored, such as freedom of choice and art being greater than the artist. I also liked that there were certain rules, such as new memories replaced old memories, which is partially the reason that names aren't really used in this book. As far as my dislikes, my biggest dislike with this one is that I went into it thinking that this was a standalone book, and it was not. This is part of a series that is just getting started. So I expected a lot more explanation and answers, which I didn't end up getting. My expectation of the book would have been far different had I known there would be other books in the series. The book was rather repetitive. The scenes change, but the structure remains pretty much the same throughout the entire book. Each scene, Ember meets somebody who offers her a choice. Ember refuses to choose or play their game. She ends up passing, and then she moves on to the next scene. There was also a lot of repeating of plot points or phrases over and over again, which I found annoying. Each person that Ember encounters plays by a set of rules, which is discovered pretty early in the book. This takes out some of the excitement from the interactions because you know there are ways that the antagonists can easily be beat. I also didn't like that Ember willingly doesn't help people or play any of the games or choices offered to her, and yet the second Dante asks her, she does it. There's a certain character in the story named Jerry. I thought his actions were completely unrealistic and overly evil. Ember is told early on that everyone she meets in Dante's game isn't real, yet she tries to save those people anyway, which doesn't make sense. I didn't like that every free walker that Ember encounters is a complete dick and absolutely horrible. I also didn't like that the person that helps Ember in the beginning of the story didn't play a significant role later in the story. While I love the world building in this one, not knowing it was a series, I expected events to be more finalized than they were. In the end, this felt like a story that was just getting started, and that's exactly what it is. I didn't get closure on many of the plot points. I had quite a few questions by the end of it. The book taking place pretty much in hell. It's extremely bleak, and there wasn't much hope all the way through it. The book lacked emotional impact. You get a bit of backstory on Ember, but it all just seems like tragedy. There really wasn't anything to ground me to the character. The ending I felt was lackluster, but understandable now that I know that this is the first book in a series. I think if my expectations had been different going into it, knowing this would have been a series, I wouldn't have been quite so disappointed. That's about it. We'll catch you later.